Welcome to Rio Domingue. We're in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and I want to show to everyone back home what's happening here in Puerto Plata. This is a tributary coming off of Loma Isabel Torres, and this tributary is dry during the winter and wet during the rainy season. Essentially, this river is used as a dumping ground for garbage, and when it rains and when the river starts flowing, all of this garbage is brought down to the sea. We should note that the river is somewhat clean right now because there's been a lot of rain. So a lot of the garbage has already been washed out of the river for the season, and now it'll start to build back up again because it's going. The situation is that the city government is now doing more to pick up garbage. Twice a week they come out here to Los Domingues and pick up garbage. In between that, when people have garbage, which in the tropics you need to get rid of quite frequently, this canal, this river, which is now dry, is the preferred location. And you can see here on my side here, this is predominantly household garbage. This is Loma Isabel Torres, and this mountain is the headwaters for Rio Domingue and Rio Lomame. And here they start to flow together. You can see now that the quantity of garbage is even growing. Now we're heading down farther into the city. Welcome to the busy streets of Puerto Plata. I want to demonstrate to you these garbage receptacles that the city government is now using, and they are having success with these. People are using them, but there's certainly not enough. And as you look here, the river is starting to grow. It's getting larger, and we're going to follow it. We're going to take you all the way down to where it meets the bay and the ocean. So we're a little farther down river now. We're still following the river down. You can see this part has been paved with concrete, and so the river has no capacity here for plants to clean or to do anything except for concentrate the contamination. And you see the two products given out in every store and restaurant are plastic bags and styrofoam containers, and nothing here is being recycled. Plastic bottles, cans, metals, well, actually scrap metal is collected and recycled because it's a valuable commodity now. The consumption of styrofoam is enormous, and this is the sewage treatment facility, but it's not functioning. This sewage treatment facility has not been functioning for a long time, and that there is no other treatment plant here in the city, and that all of the sewage is running off into the rivers, into the ocean untreated. And you can see how closely people are living to this. I mean, the people here live with this. This is not kept separate from them. This is their sidewalks. This is where they live and walk. This is the air they breathe.
Nos encontramos en el río de Los Mameyes y San Marcos, donde nos encontramos con más contaminación. Mientras más el recorrido, mientras más hemos recorrido los 4 kilómetros desde la montaña a encontrarnos con el río de San Marcos, más contaminación nos encontramos nosotros aquí en Puerto Plata. Ustedes ven, mientras más nos estamos acercando al océano, mientras más nos estamos acercando a la bahía, más contaminación nos encontramos nosotros aquí en Puerto Plata. Esa es la planta San Felipe.
And that's an electricity, that's a diesel burning electric facility there.
Esa es la generadora San Felipe, que también es un ente de contaminación aquí en Puerto Plata. La generadora San Felipe.
¿Estaba limpia cuando tú eras niña?
Sí, era limpio, había mucho pecado, mucho, y se comía el pecado, pero ahora no se puede comer.
Ah, sí. Y la gente tiene enfermedades del río. Hay gripe y problemas cuando tú tocas.
Ay, sí, mucha gripe le da a la gente. Sí. Y mucho mosquito. Usted ve, de noche, de tarde, no hay quien esté aquí parado. Es un enjambre picándole a uno. Y esos mosquitos tienen enfermedad, porque eso es un microbio, esa hierba. Sí.
So we have reached the delta of the river, where the river ends. It's entering the Bay of Puerto Plata, which is an active shipping port. We have 4 diesel electricity generators here. And here's where the river meets the bay, and then the bay goes out on both sides with absolutely spectacular beaches that are now fully contaminated. Now we're walking today after there's been some heavy rains, and a lot of this garbage has been washed out already. So I'm being told that today is this is heartbreaking to see this. Especially after we were just talking with the women who live just a little bit farther up the river here about how sick they get and how sick the children get from the contamination and the garbage and the pollution in the river. These people are living with this every day. This is a part of life. In fact, people are desensitized to it at this point. They don't realize that there's another way, that they don't have to live like this. That this is not... So we're on the other side of the bay now. Wow, you can feel the heat coming off this water. So this is the runoff. This is the water coming out of the electrical generating facilities. Wow. It's very hot. I can feel it here. Don't touch it, Moreno. He's saying this facility really puts a lot of contamination in the air here. This is just the other side of the bay. We just came from directly straight across there. And you can see this runoff is just going directly into the bay.
Va directamente al océano. Del océano se van extinguiendo las especies. Yo cuando era niño venía a pescar bastante aquí, mucho pescado, pero lamentablemente ya con esa contaminación de esa generadora, ya nosotros no tenemos paz ni felicidad para lo que es la especie marina, todos extinguidos aquí en el océano. La contaminación del río, del recorrido que tenemos de 4 kilómetros desde Los Domínguez hacia el río San Marcos, encontrándose en la boca de la bahía, donde pueden ver toda esa contaminación que nosotros estamos viendo en esas visuales. Nosotros lamentablemente nos sentimos que estamos traicionados por las autoridades, no hay voluntad del gobierno, no hay voluntad de los técnicos, de los científicos del medio ambiente de nuestro país, porque verdaderamente ahí sí hay mucho trabajo que trabajar a favor de lo que es el medio ambiente. No mirar solamente la cara del turismo, como la presentamos, que la presentamos muy bellas, que vengan nuestros turistas a consumir, pero lamentablemente cuando se encuentran con ese cuadro, es un cuadro lamentablemente muy entristecido, muy triste para los turistas, para las personas que nos visitan aquí en Puerto Plata.
We just want to point out to you too, right there, that's Costamba, and that is a tourist beach, but the tourists never come across over here and see what's really happening. And straight ahead where I'm showing you right now in the distance is where the river San Marco, where we were earlier, where it ends into the bay, and you can see how close it is to that tourism beach. So this is the Malecón of Puerto Plata. It's a beautiful place to be, but unfortunately it's highly contaminated. You see how gorgeous it is with the beach on one side. Nice place to walk. We have many cars and motorcycles without catalytic converters, so the air pollution is quite high here. We're looking at one more river that originates at Isabel Torres. It's Canal Cambelan. And we keep passing under the Malecón here, which is a beautiful tourist destination. And look at the condition of the water here. It's just horrible. The smell is really bad. It's very hard for us to be this close to it. But every day, this is happening. This garbage is washing out through here, as well as the biocontaminants and other contaminants, inorganic and organic. So this is my favorite beach here. And every time I come, I try to ignore all this garbage on the beach. All the plastic shreds and the flip-flops and the condoms. This beach is usually full of children. They're in school right now. But look, and the children have become completely accustomed to this. To them, it's just a part of life. And look at what a beautiful beach this is. What a beautiful place this is. This is Long Bechito, and it's just a few hundred meters past the last contaminated area that we showed. And this beach, there's a group of restaurant owners and hotels that work together with the government to clean this beach regularly. And so the garbage does not collect here. There's still quite a bit everywhere you look, but this beach gets cleaned up. A lot of tourists come to this beach, as well as as Dominicans enjoy this beach quite a bit, but the contamination is still highly present. We're only a few hundred meters past the other tributaries and rivers that we saw coming into the ocean. So the river has 4 really serious challenges facing it. Massive quantities of solid waste being dumped into it, raw sewage entering the rivers and now the bay and the ocean, surface area, natural drainage areas and catchment areas gone, and then massive runoff of chemicals. So the other thing that's very frustrating is the tourists don't come here. And so this is left like this. The beaches on either side of the bay that are tourist destinations are cleaned every day to keep the garbage off the beaches, and all it is a mask. It's not really getting at the root problem of stopping this before it happens, of collecting garbage properly, of recycling properly, of reducing consumption of harmful materials that they do not have the infrastructure to manage. And so the tourists don't come here, but the impact of the tourists is enormous because the resources go into cleaning and keeping the beaches clean in the tourist destinations instead of solving the problem. This is a solvable problem. We're talking about a city of 340,000 people. We're talking about stretches of river, Rio Lo Domingue, 4 kilometers, and this third river joining here is about 8 kilometers of length. So these are doable problems. This is a reachable target group. We just need an organized effort of government and NGOs to come together with the universities, with citizen organizations, and solve this problem. It's an issue of educating the people who live here, and it's an issue of the right incentives for government to want to clean up Puerto Plata, not only for the tourists, not only in the tourist destinations, because if tourists know that this is really happening, they will not be happy, they won't want to come here. And we need tourists to come here. We need the tourists to come here. This city thrives on tourism. And so with the decline of tourism, this city is dying due to that. And this is not helping.